Greetings, people of YouTube. It is Edithor Rules again, and this time I've decided to show you one of my other cats. We've got two others, at a different house. This is my alternate house. This isn't my regular base where I normally go about making these videos. In any event, with that, I present to you Cleo. Now, Cleo, as it turns out, is a Siamese, a sealpoint Siamese. And she appears to have a bit of tabby if you notice the little lines on the back of her head. And she's a little too big to be a Siamese. That alone kind of gives it away. Tabbies, as a rule, tend to be a little more timid of strangers. Like, they'll just run the minute someone unknown enters the house. Whereas the Siamese tend to be a little more social. They'll probably jump into the lap of the person visiting after a while. Oh, look at her. She's just so cute. And she's so fat. Yeah. I think she's a little camera shy. I often find her getting into the Haagen-Dazs or any sort of ice cream. And I admit when I was younger I used to give her, milk. It was just nice to see her drink it up, a classic image of a cat drinking from a saucer of milk. Yep. Well, aside from that, we got her from a 2 cats 4 rats sale back in Covina. And we used to have a cat called Caesar, and that came with her, as well as some rats, as it were. So I'll get into the ones that cannot be here right now a little later. At a later time, it'll be in the Rest in Peace edition, or Rest in Peace video that I'm working on as we speak. In the meantime, I don't want to depress anyone beforehand, but that's just a preview. Anyway, not sure how much longer this one has to live. She's over 10 years of age, which to a cat is quite a long time to live. And I find it helps to play classical music, to soothe the cats sometimes. It's soothing for animals and humans alike. Yep. Well, just look at her. She's just the cutest ever. And I do warn that if you have kids at home, it might not be a good idea to own a Siamese. Just because they're a little bit more aggressive. You go and flip their ears, most of them will attack you, or they're not very tolerant of young kids like the Maine Coon is. This one's an exception. I sort of got her to trust me enough that I can, flip her ears, and she's probably not going to attack me, but in general, not a good plan. Right now she's purring up a storm. Not sure if you can hear it in the video, but yeah. Who doesn't want to pet her? And the interesting thing about this cat is when you scratch the back end of her right here, she ends up licking herself. It's so cute, but don't want to do that too much or she'll get a bare paw. And she really likes this cushioned computer chair I put her on. Yep. She's just so cute. And also, along with being aggressive towards people who would flip their ears or whatever, it's also advised that you keep an eye on your Siamese if you have other cats as well, because Siamese have been known to be very territorial. I mean, they'll simply terrorize tabbies and other breeds, So it might not be a good idea for the sake of keeping the peace in the house. But if it's the only cat you're gonna have, you couldn't have chosen a better one. If you're one of those, if you're an older person, or if you've simply no other cats that you're gonna have, this isn't the worst choice. You could have cats. Oh, look at her. Well, with that, this is Edithor Rules and Cleo Patra. That's her name. Signing out.